Guys, studying in the UK is definitely very costly. And if you want an affordable journey of studying in the UK and not having to spend a lot, you actually have a lot of scholarships that you can resort to. This is actually untrue of a lot of countries that I send students to, countries like the US, Canada. There's a very limited number of scholarships for international students. But when it comes to the UK, things are definitely taking a turn for the better. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 scholarships. And actually, those are more than 5. They're actually 7 scholarships. But in general, okay, a minimum of 5 scholarships that I'm going to be telling you about in this video that you can go ahead and apply to right now if you are thinking of applying to the UK or if you apply to universities already in the United Kingdom. So without further ado, let us move forward. So the first kind of scholarships that I'm going to be talking about over here are the great scholarships. Yes, they're actually called the great scholarships, and don't just take them lightly. They're actually some of the most prominent scholarships for students who are going to be pursuing a postgraduate degree in the UK. So these are actually offered to students from 18 nationalities as of now. And again, like I mentioned, for postgraduate students only at this point of time. That means that if you're going for a master's degree or a PhD degree, then you're actually eligible to apply for these scholarships. And the best part, this includes the countries that people really need these scholarships from most. You name it: China, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, and Nigeria. All of these are actually included. And if you are from one of these countries, you can apply. Of course, there are more nationalities. I only named the couple prominent ones, and you can actually check the full 18 nationalities on their official website. The scholarship amount is actually a minimum of £10,000, and that usually means that that will cover your whole year of tuition. That's 1 year of tuition, and that's basically £10,000 per annum. So even if your degree is longer, you can actually look into this. The scholarship applications are currently open, so I would advise you to go ahead and apply as soon as possible. The second kind of scholarships, which are really popular, and if you're going to study in the UK, you should definitely not miss out on them, are the Chevening scholarships. They basically give you a fully funded 1 year master's degree. And if you know how UK functions, most degrees in the UK are already 1 year long, right? Most master's degrees are already 1 year long. So you would think that, okay, master's degrees were usually 2 year long, yes, right? Isn't that? So yes, they mostly are, but in the UK, you will find that most degrees are already 1 year long instead of 2 years long. And yes, if you're going for the Chevening scholarships, you'll get a fully funded master's degree in that case. The applications are open between 3rd of August and 3rd of November. So this video is actually a little bit late. If you're watching it for this term, for fall 2022, that is, right? Or, next year, September 2022 intake, you're actually a little bit late. Sorry about that, but this should help people who are watching this for future intakes. Another important part over here is actually a part of the eligibility criteria, that you must have 2 years of work experience for the very least to apply for these scholarships. And the part that I do not like about these scholarships, of course, this is very important, people don't really talk about this, is that if you go for the scholarship, once your award finishes, once your degree finishes, your award finishes, scholarship award finishes, you basically have to return to your home country, to the country where you came from, right? Your country of your passport, whatever it is, right? You have to go back there and spend at least 2 years over there. So this is something that I don't really understand why this law kind of applies, but I believe that this is something that is not all that great about this scholarship. And finally, of course, one minor eligibility requirement: since this is already for a postgraduate program, you should definitely be holding an undergraduate degree. The third kind of scholarship, which is again a very popular option, are the Commonwealth scholarships. Now I'm going to be talking about a collective requirement of these scholarships, but if you actually think about it, these are 3 scholarships. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be giving you 7. So basically point number 3 actually has 3 scholarships within itself, and there's actually many more, not just 3. You can actually look into that, but I'm going to be talking about the most popular ones: the Commonwealth shared scholarships, the Commonwealth master's scholarships, and the Commonwealth PhD scholarships. There are definitely many more, and you can check their website for that, but these are the most common ones. And I'm going to be talking about the eligibility requirements and details of these. So over here, the candidates from the lower and middle income Commonwealth countries can apply. If you do not know whether your country is a Commonwealth country or not, you can actually go ahead to their website and find out. But for the most important part, for you guys, for the sake of the audience watching over here, I can name a couple of countries that are included. Those are India, Nigeria, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Unfortunately, people from Nepal and China watching this, you guys are not eligible for this one. These scholarships cover your tuition, your travel fare, and even your living expenses. How great is that? But the important part over here is that you may need to actually prove that you're unable to afford education in the UK, and that is why you are going for this scholarship. If you're unable to prove that, well, you may not actually be eligible for this scholarship. And finally, hold on, there's one major requirement which actually stands out of all these scholarships, is that you actually have to basically tell them how this scholarship will help you get this degree, and of course how this degree will in turn help you develop your own country. So that's a major important part of it, right? Mapping how the scholarship will help you get the degree, that's the easy part. But how this degree will help you develop your own country, that's the hard part. And you actually have to go ahead and talk about that in detail before when you're applying for this scholarship. On point number 4, we have the Charles Wallace India Trust Scholarship. This is actually only applicable to the Indian audience, the point number 4. Don't worry, point number 5 is not going to be like that, but for point number 4, this is something that we picked out specially. This is offered to Indian citizens in the middle of their careers, so between ages of 28 to 38. That's a very peculiar range out there. Please go ahead and note that down, because if you're not falling within that age range, you probably won't be eligible to apply. Of course, they do require that you have an undergraduate degree in the field of specialization that you're going to apply for your postgraduate degree in. So that's something that is required. But like I mentioned, 28 to 38 ages, that's a lot, right? So they're expecting you to have significant amount of work experience, and trust me, they are very biased when it comes to offering these scholarships. If you don't have a lot of work experience, it may not be a good idea to apply to these scholarships. Whoa, hold on. There's one more crazy requirement that people don't really talk about, and this is actually mentioned on their website as well. And that is that if you are going to be studying in London, they won't actually prefer to fund you. Yes, that's right. So you have to be outside of London for the most part. Again, that's a very peculiar requirement. I'm not quite sure how these are mapped and what kind of criteria goes into deciding why this sort of a requirement exists, but well, it's their scholarship and it still exists. So if you're outside London, anywhere in the UK, well, you're probably going to be okay with applying over here, but otherwise, well, you may not want to apply to this scholarship. Finally, your IELTS certificate and SOP are some things that will be required, and the applications are open until the 17th of January this year. So you should definitely consider applying if you meet the eligibility criteria over here. Finally, the last scholarship in our list is the Scotland Saltire Scholarships. Basically, these scholarships are only applicable if you are going to study at a university that is based out of Scotland only. As the name suggests, I think that's pretty easy to guess anyway. The candidates from only the following countries can apply. Please note this, not anything else, only the following countries: Canada, China, India, Japan, Pakistan, and the United States of America. The scholarship offers up to 50 awards per year. That means up to 50 students can get it, and each award is actually worth 8,000 GBP, which of course should go towards your tuition fee. Of course, over here, one more important criteria that you won't actually see in the notes is that if your tuition and your living expenses go beyond this amount, you actually have to prove to them that yes, you'll be able to afford your expenses apart from these 8,000 GBP. Again, one more important part is that if you are going for a master's degree, it should be 1 year long, and only then you are eligible to apply for this scholarship. Finally, I hope that this video helps you understand what kind of scholarships you can apply to. You can actually go ahead and download the YMGrad application, available on both the App Store and the Google Play Store, which will actually have over 1,500 scholarships that you can scroll and understand the eligibility criteria, and you can just go ahead and apply to directly from the application itself. The apply now links are included. For now, I hope this video helps. Consider subscribing to the channel for more such videos, and I'll see you in the next one. All the best for your applications.